everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kim. Tonight's video is all about the May budget. So let's get started. Let's go over the May budget. So income $3,800, rent $1,550, electric was rounded up to $165, phone bill rounded up to $110, car insurance is $75, renter's insurance is $30, food for two, I brought it down to $400 a month. Pet with his food, litter, medications, treats, and dry kibble is $100 a month. Household $50, gas $60. If you've been around the channel a while, you know that I, for quite a long time, have had established sinking funds, tried to establish just a general savings account fund to save money for emergencies, and also that I have for many, many years stuffed envelopes. Now the envelope stuffing 20 or 30 years ago looked way different than it looks nowadays. So if you were with the channel a couple of years ago, you remember me talking about wanting to save for a house down payment, wanting to save to move, that we really couldn't keep any money in the car down payment because our car was requiring maintenance. We've had a couple of human emergencies, a cat emergency, and so funds got depleted that way. And all around, as far as our spending habits or just what we've done with our income over the last 25 years, I will put a link to the video that I made not too long ago about our spending or our finances over a 25-year period of time. We kind of had to change our whole entire mindset. So how did we get here? How did we go from what we were in 2024, which wasn't bad, it just wasn't getting our goals accomplished, to where we're at in 2026, where our goals are getting accomplished. Really, what is the trick, or how did we do it? I would say, number one, we just started prioritizing that. We were tired of instant gratification, or tired of just spending, nickel and diming here and there, even with our car. We've come to the end of the road. We've done everything that we're going to do with our car, barring that it just breaks down in the middle of the street before we get a new car, where we would actually have to have it towed, which would be paid for by insurance, and take it to someplace to get it fixed. Before we buy a new car, or just invest in a couple of new bicycles, or even an e-bike maybe, and just have groceries delivered. But we're basically come to the end of putting any type of maintenance. We've done everything we possibly can in the last 2.5 years for that car, and now our hope is that it's possible when we get the new car, that would be for going away or traveling or whatever. And then the older car would be for running around town or just running locally. But once that comes to an end in that, because of insurance or, having to put gas in two vehicles, we're just going to try to sell it outright. So we won't get much, but we'll get something. So I used to mention, about the car maintenance problems, and that we wanted to save money if Gabe had an emergency. We wanted to save money for end-of-life services for our pet. Just because that's something that we've heard about. We know people that have used it, and he has, it's quite something should he get into a situation in his old age where, you feel like they have communicated to you that, they want to move on. I don't think that we would, just knowing our pet the way that we do, and the veterinarian office and that we would want his particular last moment to be riding in a car. He hates riding in a car. He hates the whole thing. He hates the vet. He hates the smell of the vet. So we've opted to look into a service that does come to the house, and that's available throughout the United States, and there's 2 or 3 of them available here in Wisconsin. So we wanted to save that amount of money for that day when that day comes. And so we also wanted a medical dental fund. I mean, we go to the dentist and we have all that kind of stuff, but as far as thinking I would have a dental emergency, or even my husband would, we never even considered it, because we've had nothing but pretty much good luck with teeth appointments, cleanings, and all that. And as far as medical, we have the things that are offered free or are covered by insurance, but we don't have sickness that requires us to go to urgent care or pay deductibles. And we, thank the Lord, do not have any medications that cause us to have a deductible. So that was one of the, believe it or not, last things that we were looking at funding, but it should really be a first. Retirement savings, that's to catch up. So our surgery deductible, my husband needs to have a surgical procedure. We needed to save that, otherwise we can't start from go. You have to run up those kind of doctor bills and stuff like that, and to meet that obligation before the insurance kicks in at all. So we have done the moving. We've got that complete, that sinking fund complete. We do have the 20% car down payment complete. And into the bank and safe and the emergency fund, we put out $540 a month, hoping to, with that, if we don't use it for an emergency, it used to be called the general savings or savings account, that we would have 1 year of living expenses saved by doing that. And that's what we're really looking at having. That would be a nice cushion. Envelope stuffed, we really do that, and the envelopes in this part of our life are a surgery deductible. We would like to have a little day activity. We used to go and travel all over and do all kinds of things, but we stopped doing that years ago. So again, it was a priority. We wanted to prioritize savings and putting money into these envelopes and putting money into the sinking funds rather than having fun. We still have plenty of fun. It's just free fun. Gabe's fund is complete, the day activity is complete, the surgery deductible is complete. We do put money in a medical and dental fund every month now, and retirement savings, I have put in the 15%. 401k is raised to 10%, the Roth IRA is 10%, so plenty of that, plenty of money is going towards savings for retirement. And if we would have a cat or a car or a human emergency, it'll just come out of that emergency savings fund. We're praying and praying that we don't, and that we can get at least 1 year saved, crossing our fingers. So if you look at that compared to just a couple years ago, this budget was up on my channel, and it was in a video, I made just not too long ago, where our income was $3,100, our rent was $1,200, so we were making less income, still paying high rent. Our electric bill was less, our phone bill was less. Car insurance, I think, was a little bit less. Renter's insurance was less. It was about, I think, 50% less for the food, pet, and household. Gas was the same. And then when we went down to savings or general savings, we were putting in $100 a month versus $540 a month. Moving, we weren't able to consistently save in that. Car down payment, we were not able to consistently save in that either. When the human emergency and the car emergency came along, we pretty much wiped that out, and we wiped that out with the savings for a down payment for the house too. Just those three funds just basically dried up. And like I said, we didn't have emergency fund either. We weren't contributing to anything. But what we call the savings fund in 2024 is what we call our emergency fund in 2026. Envelope stuffed, we did have envelopes we were stuffing. We were putting a $50 in the surgery deductible. By prioritizing that and taking any extra money, we were able to complete that. Personal fund or anything like that, we were contributing no money into that. Gabe's fund, we were also putting nothing away for that. So again, we wanted to prioritize that. Our cat is 18 years old. We hope to have him for, as long as he wants to be here with us, as long as it's possible for him to be here with us, and he's happy to be alive, and he's in good condition and stuff, so that he can do the things that he wants to do and be the things he wants to be. But we didn't prioritize it until just in the last year or so, and we have been able to complete that fund. Same with medical and dental, never even gave it a thought. Car maintenance, we have been and always been saving for car maintenance every month for years now, because we've been paying out in car maintenance, but that fund is now completely gone out of our budget. We spent everything we're going to spend. Retirement back then, 2 years ago, saving $200 a month in retirement versus $570 a month now. 401k was at 4%, and there was no such thing as a Roth IRA. So really, if I had to say it in one word, why things changed, why we were able to complete some of those funds and get some of the things that we want to make us feel a little bit more comfortable, and obviously look forward to purchasing our new car here, likely at the end of summer, early fall, and there being a brighter path for us to move out, and someday, it won't be right away, know how to save for how to prioritize and be able to, through a whole new way of doing things, put that down payment on that house. And so by a whole new way of doing things, I mean, we've changed the way that we eat, we changed going out, we've changed, having fun that requires money, we've changed the way we look at retirement, we've changed the way that we look at savings, and it's just a matter of, for us, making the money and then putting it where we've prioritized as the most important to us. And like I said, the clip for the video for the last 25 years will show you at one time we were making more money than this. The money was just rolling out the windows for fun and travel and clothing and household, buying stuff for the household, and just basically not thinking about things like a new car or a down payment on a house or retirement savings. So take a look at that, but I'm pretty happy with the way things are here for May 2026. That's a look at our budget. Thank you for joining me here. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and I'll be in the comments right after the video. Until next time, take care, be well, and I'll talk with you again.